Hi, everyone. My name is Anne-Mette Halvorson, and I am the Director of Career and Professional Development for all of the Lehigh graduate business programs. And my background is in business, over 20 plus years in the field of technology and management consulting and investment banking. Throughout those years, I've also worked with business leaders on their professional transitions and their own transformational change. And I love to take all the wisdom that I have learned from all this experience and offer it to what I call emerging leaders. Emerging leaders are the individuals that are part of our Lehigh graduate business programs. I consider every one of these individuals who come to us as emerging leaders ready to set off their careers and make an important impact in their career journeys going forward. So my general philosophy about the career journey process as part of a Lehigh graduate business program is that it's a very important time in an emerging leader's life. I see it as an inflection point, whether it be at the beginning of a career or midway in the career, or someone who's actually working part-time doing their graduate program while working. I'll focus on the early career professional and say that this is a time where a person is sort of pulling themselves together and thinking about where they want to go forward in their career. And a lot of that relies on things like motivation. So what is it that motivates them? Motivation is very important, especially in how they communicate motivation, because companies and institutions want to know, why are you motivated by this path that you have chosen, right? And another area that we focus on, which is very important, are strengths, right? We operate from a point of strength, and we see where people are really passionate and strong and skilled, and we want to build on that early success instead of focusing on areas that are not productive or that a person is not necessarily motivated by. So all of that is about making an individual feel more integrated. I always say to students, if they've studied something in the past that they don't care for, that we find a way to find something positive about that so they can bring that side of themselves with them, instead of appearing as a fragmented individual trying to face out to the marketplace and gain the attention of an employer or another type of institution. So to bring the whole self, the motivated self, leading with strengths, and leading with enthusiasm and passion for, again, what kind of contribution do these people want to make in the world? This is what companies want. They want to understand, because an early career professional doesn't necessarily have a lot of experience. And so companies and institutions are relying on their ability to learn and to adapt and to show up as someone who can sort of swing with changes and make contributions where needed, deal with challenging situations, and show up ready to work and ready to get along with people from all over the world in very collaborative ways. So this can be quite challenging. For the more experienced professional, I would say that the graduate program is also a very important investment, and it is a time for transformation and personal change, right? It's another level of personal change. And change, as we know, is typically very difficult. It's very hard for business leaders to make change happen in corporations and in institutions. And typically those individuals who have been able to make changes within themselves are better change leaders. And so I like to infuse a lot of personal leadership and personal change leadership in the graduate program, career journey program that I offer and that we offer, because this is about a personal change. And in order to make change happen within oneself, whether one is starting out in one's career or midway or well on their way in a career, there needs to be some sort of a guided process, right? With a lot of supporters. So this transformational process needs to be filled with ideas, courses, coaching, different kinds of support, new information, a supporter for individuals who are struggling during this change process, for those celebratory moments when people are making strides. This involves a whole community, and that is what we offer here at Lehigh Graduate Business Programs. So for our early career professionals, I have a career journey program, which is actually integrated into the main curriculum of the Lehigh Graduate Masters in Management or Masters in Business Analytics program. And that career journey program begins at the front end of the program. These programs are typically a year or a year and a half long. And on the front end of the program, this is very important because students are beginning to set themselves up to showcase themselves to the marketplace or other institutions that they're going to be approaching for employment. And so one has to sort of get oneself ready. And so I begin the career journey curriculum and professional development program with career strategy, with personal branding, with career vision. And then we move into actually doing a lot of story work. So the basis of interviews is actually professional stories, the ability for an early career professional to show up and talk about, as I said earlier, their motivations, what they want for themselves, what they're passionate about, where they want to make impact in the world and in their first career. What is it they're good at? What are they excited about? And this ability to then share this information in the form of a short story, a longer story, prideful stories, challenge stories, and what we call star stories, right? Structured ways of sharing results, projects where students have been successful. And this is where then companies and institutions can start to infer how these individuals will act in their environments, right? So a lot of story work, because as I say to our students, you are an actor in this career journey process, and actors need to understand, what makes them tick, how to showcase themselves with excitement, and to practice over and over again how they're going to showcase themselves in the best way toward really showing their best selves out there in the marketplace. Then we move on to networks. So networks are very interesting, and you have to understand how they work, how to move in and out of them, how to diagnose networks, activate them, and make them work for you. And as I say to our students, part of what they do in this very important year or year and a half in the Lehigh Graduate Business Program is to develop a robust network that they're going to bring with them. So in order to move through a career journey, as I've worked with business leaders for over 20 years, a network is going to be incredibly important. And in order to activate these networks, one needs to be able to bring those stories that I talk about and the ability to share when someone asks, hey, what are you interested in? How can I help you? What is it you'd like from me today? Why do you want this company? I always share with my students that companies are like people. They want to know why you want them. There's a tremendous amount of research that goes into the study of a company and why that company is aligned with your needs as an emerging leader, as a professional ready to go out in the workforce. And creating this alignment is what enables a person to be selected in what is an extremely competitive marketplace, a recruiting process. And I'm happy to chat a little bit more about that when we talk about challenges. I would say that the challenges are still the same, and they're even more heightened. And here are what the challenges are. This talent management world has been turned upside down. We have a global world now, which is very exciting, and all of our programs are very global. We have students coming from all over the world, and we love our cohorts full of international students, domestic students working together, learning about different cultures, right? And we welcome everyone from all different parts of Africa, China, different areas of Scandinavia, you name it. Students are coming from everywhere. And the challenges are in getting through these talent management systems, which are now focused on AI and search engines. And so I tell students that applying to thousands or hundreds of jobs online is a mere distraction. It doesn't work. And so what works is this whole system that we have in place where students are learning to create that alignment between what they want for themselves and what specific companies need what they offer, right? And then building that supportive network inside of companies so students can get recommended through networks and understand what companies need and how the students can share their stories, their contributions, their desires to work for companies and create that fit and that match that we want. So challenges are that basically students have to play a strong role in this process, right, of navigating themselves through the process of this career journey. We can't do it for them or to them, but we do the work with them in a very collaborative way. And so when students create this process, this system, this career journey search process, as they're changing personally, they create options and they find companies that work for them. As I said earlier, applying to companies in a talent management system, which is dealing with all sorts of inside situations, from internal recommenders to global competition to AI systems that are very selective and persnickety about what they want from resumes, making it almost impossible to find a job by applying online. The other challenge is to prepare oneself for all sorts of interviews, with case interviews. The interview process is becoming more intense, more selective, more comprehensive, and asking more of students to be able to do different kinds of activities around problem solving and critical thinking to show their qualitative and quantitative abilities and their ability to communicate professional skills and all sorts of other personality traits. Our alumni play a very big role in supporting our Lehigh graduate business students. And the reason why they play a strong role is because we stay close with them. We have what is a mutually beneficial relationship with our alumni. We're highly engaged with them. I'm contacting alumni all the time. They're involved in our mock interviews. They're joining us for panels. They're joining us for recruiting events. They're coming to our career expo. They're introducing our students inside of their companies and coming to talk with us about changes in their organizations around talent, what they're looking for, what students need to develop in themselves or pay attention to while going through the Lehigh Graduate Business Program. So I would say that our relationship with our alumni is very respectful, it's very intimate, and we take it very seriously. And we also ensure that our students understand that this relationship with our alumni is very, very important. And so the way that they deal with our alumni is also in a highly respectful way. Our alumni, I have to say, is also one of the hallmarks of the experience that we provide for our students. And they also have networks, so they're introducing their networks to our students as well. So our community, our Lehigh community, is one of the reasons why our students are able to be successful inside of our companies. And our ability to engage our alumni so that they feel supported and filled with gratitude to want to continue to show up for our students is also something we focus on very much at all times. We would have an example of a student who arrives at our Lehigh Graduate Business Program and wants to make a pivot, right? Many of our students want to come in and make a pivot, and a pivot is another change in the personal change process and requires a lot of one-on-one work because, as I said earlier, you can't leave a side of yourself behind when you're trying to make a change, right? We want to focus on the positives of the time you've already spent with yourself in learning a particular curriculum, an area of study, whether you liked it or not, so that you appear as an integrated person. And so an example of how our alumni has helped individuals is through mentoring. So we offer, in many cases, industry mentors who arrive at our programs early on and work with our students every month going forward. And they will understand that a student wants to make a change from one industry to another or an area of study to another. For example, if you're a mechanical engineer and you decide, gee, I don't want to be an engineer, I'd like to go into business. And so we're going to bring all of those skills and positive attributes of your engineering study into what is relevant for the new environment in business. And so that mentor, the career coaches, and our curriculum where alumni get involved, as I said, in mock interviews, we might take that individual now and gear them towards certain alumni coming with certain companies so that they have sort of a tailored, customized experience with not only one alumni, but many different alumni from maybe different industries. If this person is going through a discovery process and wants to figure out what they want for themselves in making that shift from engineering per se to business or from another area of study. So our alumni can show up, as I said, in mentoring, in coaching, and arriving in our interview process, in getting to know that student in a more intimate way, and then being able to tailor where that alumni might think about areas of their own organization where a student may be invited into interview. So a number of ways that our alumni get heavily involved on an individual basis and in group settings. Our team here at Lehigh Graduate Business Programs is extremely unique. I think having a team work together for many years is always an opportunity and a challenge. And one of the most important aspects of our team here at Lehigh Graduate Business Programs is that every single person is a person who cares about the path of our students and where it is they want to go, and really being invested in helping them to achieve their dreams, to help them get to that place where at the end of the program, they feel like, wow, I am a different person. I don't recognize myself. I feel excited to go forward and to take with me everything that I've learned, as well as the incredible network and the Lehigh community, toward really making an impact going forward and representing what it is to be a Lehigh graduate student and alumni in the world.